Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good. So this has to be like 5 to 7 minutes long or so. So do you just want to start by like introducing yourself and kind of saying what you do and
Sure.
how it involves marketing?
Yeah. My name is Karissa Drye, and I am the Associate Director for New Student and Family Programs. And my position is kind of a part of the marketing team here at the University of Montana, working in the admissions office. We get to work with our marketing office to really see how we're showing new students what the University of Montana really is.
Awesome. So do you like work to develop the marketing plans that are used, or do you like provide input on those and with enrollment to like how it's going to be kind of incorporated into the recruitment plan?
Yeah, I've gotten the chance to work on both the communication plans as well as some of the marketing pieces. I am not at all creative when it comes to the art side of things, but for example, one of the things that we did within this last year was we canceled a contract that we had with a third-party vendor, and that vendor used to manage a process of our communication plan, and we took that internally, and we had the opportunity to completely rewrite the communication that was going out to students and really tried to make it unique and personal so that the students didn't feel like they were just getting inundated with another email that sounded exactly the same as every other email that they were doing. And that was really exciting to get to kind of go through that process and think about what students might want to hear about the University of Montana. And then again, we work really closely with the marketing team here at University Relations. They sometimes will produce a piece for us, and then we look over it and edit and give opinions about photos. And so it's really fun to be a part of that process and the teamwork that is involved in marketing here.
Awesome. So a lot of it is email marketing, and is that what was like completely revamped? Um,
Yeah, we've really in the last year revamped all of the marketing that's going out to new students. The email communication was entirely revamped, and there are different levels of that communication depending on how committed a student is. If it's just a student that we think might be a good fit, then we will send them different messaging than if it's a student that has raised their hand and said, "Yes, I'm interested. I want more
oh,
information."
okay.
So we changed the way we communicate with students changes given how much they've gauged their interest in us. So it's sort of a sliding scale. And that's the same thing that goes with print. The print pieces are our marketing team has gotten together and done a phenomenal job with our print pieces, and that content is sort of run by us, but really managed and produced by them. And the style and the tone of those pieces has changed quite a bit as well, as we know that higher education is a business in a lot of ways, and so these students are being marketed by
Yeah.
hundreds of different colleges, and so we want to make sure that we stand out. We're able to truly show them how great is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So on top of the email marketing, sorry, I'm looking at my notes down
All
here.
right.
How do you guys use social media? And because I know that I think that's a big part of the plan currently. I mean, I
Certainly,
know a little bit, but
yeah. Well, and so for the University of Montana, there's a couple of different ways that we utilize social media. The University of Montana social media is actually run through our integrated communications and marketing office, and they utilize student interns, and I think that's critical because it's important that while I think that I still understand what students are looking for, it's been a while since I was 17, 18, and so it's important to have a student intern in there who maybe has the perspective of these incoming students a little bit more at the tip of their fingers. But the part that I get to do is I get to run our new student and new family Facebook groups. And that's a really fun little community that I get to be a part of. And it's really built around letting the students talk to each other and the parents talk to other parents, and so they can start creating their community. And I'm just there to pipe in if they ask specific questions. And that's a really fun aspect. So I think one thing that we know about this generation is that they're online a lot more and they are using social media to make some of their decisions. And so having a presence there and a responsive presence, um, not just having the group, but having an interactive group. I think those sorts of things make a big difference.
yeah, because it's like your name and your face and everything is
Yeah.
attached. So yeah. So on top of that, how do you? Because I know like each student. I mean, I know how this works, kind of, but like I know each student gets an admissions recruiter, kind of. And how do you try and keep the personal connection with each student while it's going on?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to keep that communication short and sweet and to the point. We're not sending them big, long messages. And we're trying to make it as individualized as possible, knowing that this is it is, if we're sending emails out to hundreds of thousands of people, it gets tricky to make that individualized. And so we do assign every single incoming student an admissions counselor, and that admissions counselor is responsible for doing that kind of communication to the student. And so we've sort of divided and conquered that part to really allow the students individualized attention. Another example of what we've done is every time a student is admitted into an academic program, or if they're admitted into an undeclared program, they get an email from the Associate Vice President for Student Success. But they get an email from the dean of their college, and we worked with the deans to give those emails a more personal voice. So they don't just talk about the amazing accolades and achievements of their colleges, although they certainly can and brag about that a little, but they also talk about themselves. Dean Reed Humphrey from the College of Health Professions and Biomedical Sciences talks about his favorite hikes up the Rattlesnake.
That's cool.
At Karissa Park. And so it shows students some of the things that we think are important about this campus, and that is that personal touch. And from the highest dean down to the admissions counselors, we've got that kind of communication.
Yeah, trying to show like our unique value that we provide. Awesome. And then just like one more question. How do you guys like evaluate your efforts? Just like some examples.
A lot of what we look at is click-through rates. Open rates are certainly something that are important. That tells us how good our subject line was. And we actually have fairly high open rates. We're, again, trying to mix the subject lines up a little so it's not just the standard.
Apply now.
But the big one is click-through because, they can open it, but if they actually engage in the content, that's when we know, okay, we're doing something right. And each of our marketing and communication plans, they have a desired outcome. So, for example, if a student is what we call an acquisition, the acquisitions are students that we think would be a good fit for a variety of reasons. If there's a student from Colorado who's interested in forestry, we think that we might be a good fit for that student. So we're going to talk to her about our various programs. And so at that level, if we're sending her communications at the acquisition level and she says, yeah, University of Montana, you sound cool, I want more information, then we consider that success because we've gotten her to move to the next level, which we call inquiry. So she's inquired. And then, like I said, then that scales up the kind of communication we're doing because she's made that level.
Oh, so it kind of like funnels it into like
exactly. She goes to kind
ton
of
of people.
Level of communication, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's a successful communication plan because there's no way, it's really difficult to have causation to say, oh, this one email made that work, or this one billboard, or this one poster.
Yeah, got them all the way to coming here. You can't really.
Yeah, but if you have a package of things that you're doing that you're trying to get those acquisitions to inquire, you look at your inquiry rate and you say, hey, look, our inquiry rate is up. We're doing something right. And you keep pulling these levers to see what tips the scales.
Yeah, like if this gets the inquiry and then this gets the application. And, yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, do you have any other questions? This was great. Or any other comments, I guess.
Nope,
you
good.
wouldn't have questions. But awesome. But thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thanks, Sam. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.